Thank you everyone for joining us today. As the title mentions it, this is an open discussion, and I'm hoping for lots of engagement during this webinar. We will be using the chat box on the bottom of your screen, of your Zoom screen, throughout this 1 hour or 1 hour and so. So please go on it and click now and let us know from which country you're dialing in, which country you're currently in, country or city, whatever, just to get to know a little bit where you are. Lebanon, Turkey, Bulgaria, Lebanon, Ukraine, Baskinta, of course, UAE, Egypt, Lebanon, UAE, Saudi, Bulgaria. So welcome everyone from everywhere. I know that we have some from Italy also. We have these are the ones I know. Okay. So thank you for joining us today. I know that most of you are busy. So during the session, I will make sure you get lots of value. And by that, I mean you get ROT. You know what is ROT? Anita, can you put the presentation, please? Anyone knows what is ROT?
I'm guessing it's return on time spent. Exactly,
return on time. I know that ROI is usually more popular. What I see the difference is between ROT and ROI. You know, in investment, sometimes we win some, sometimes we lose some. But when it comes to time, if you lose some time, there is no way you can recuperate it. There is no way you can gain it back. And this is very important. Okay, thank you for the presentation. And this is very important for everyone to understand that the time we spend doing things is very important. So let's go back to the chat button of your screen. And I want you to click on that chat and type 1 if you're here because you want to grow your business. Type 2 if you're here and you just want to sustain this period. Type 3 if you're not sure why you're here, you're thinking of starting a new business, you're not sure you want to become a business owner. And type 4 if you're just here to get away from your spot. So I can see 1 and 4. Okay, 1 and 4 I like. 1, 3. Okay, whatever the reason is, what I will for the one who typed 4 or didn't have the courage enough to type 4, we will sure be staying with us for an hour or so you can get the peace of mind that you're looking for. Just what we will cover today in this discussion, as soon as you start implementing it, it will change your life forever. Not only in your business and financial, but also in your peace of mind and even in your personal life. You will regain the calm that you had when you didn't have much at stake, when you didn't have so many responsibilities on your plate. You will have the clarity you need to manage and grow your business effectively. As you've seen from the invite, this is an open discussion. And you would be pleased to know that I wouldn't be the one talking all the time. I would like to know your thoughts, opinion, challenges, ideas, questions, anything. So during the session today, I will be sharing some hacks used by successful business owners and CEOs. We will talk about the main ingredients of a successful business. So I suggest you grab a paper and a pencil, take notes of what serves you, and throw away whatever doesn't serve. I will also, at the end of the session, be offering an opportunity you're not gonna want to miss. And finally, I ask you to ask, I invite you to ask as many questions as you can. Before we begin, let me tell you a little bit about myself. After spending 20 years in various corporate functions involved in setting up businesses and growing businesses, I decided 10 years ago to become a business owner myself. Currently, I run 4 international brands that are managed by the respective team. This means I don't manage the business. What I mean is that I don't mean that I don't know what's happening in the business, but the teams are managing the business. I don't manage the day-to-day of the business. I know where each business is heading. I know its potential. But however, I don't work in the business. I'm busy, I'm really busy pursuing what I love most, pursuing my passion, which is helping troubled companies transform into high-performing and high-profitable businesses. I help CEOs and business owners play their full potential. And during this journey, during my 30 years journey, but specifically on the last 10 years, I noticed 3 things. First thing is that the challenges that most CEOs and business owners face, whatever in the industry they're in or business they're in, are always common. And that's what prompted me to develop the framework that we will be talking about a bit later. I also noticed that every one of these business owners, CEOs, and leaders, that these challenges, or mostly everyone, that these challenges are their own, and no one else has faced similar challenges. And the third thing I noticed is that the majority will spend time and effort to figure out solutions on their own, instead of turning to someone to teach them the hack. I want to start by sharing a quick story with you. Just a few months before COVID, end of last year, we were moving offices, our office in Dubai, we were moving from one office to another. And I wanted the office furniture to be not like a regular office furniture, you know, not like the desk, these things. I wanted a little bit something to look like us. So I didn't want to buy off-the-shelf furniture. I want us to make our own furniture. So I went online, sent some inquiries to office furniture manufacturers in Dubai. I think I've sent 3 or 4, maybe more. 10 minutes later, I received a call from a nice gentleman who says, "Morning, sir. You inquired online. We have several showrooms around UAE. Which one would you like to visit and when?" So we agreed on a date and time. I went there. I arrived on time, and the guy was outside waiting for me. He even told me where to park my car. We went in, and while trying to tell him what I wanted in the first like 3, 4, 5 minutes, I'm trying to explain to him what type of furniture I wanted. This was the only time that he was able to give me. He started being bombarded by people left, right, and center, coming and asking him questions. One guy came and asked him about a delivery that's being late. Another guy came and asked him about a price, so on and so forth. I couldn't keep the conversation. I couldn't keep the guy with me just to tell him what I wanted. To cut the story short, what I want to tell you that this guy turned out to be the owner of the showroom. He is the owner of the business. He owns everything, and he managed everything. He's all over the place. He's working. When I got to know him a little bit more, and he knew what I do, he has been working from 6. He works from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. every day, including Fridays and Saturdays and weekends. When COVID hit, we bought the furniture, we got the furniture, we got the office. We didn't use it much since, but anyway, we got the furniture. But then when COVID hit, he calls me because he knew what I do. And he tells me, listen, I need help. I'm going bust. So now I'm trying to help him out, try to get out from the mud where he is. In my 30 years of experience, I think I have encountered all types of managers. Okay, if not all types, at least 99.9% of them. And what I have found out, that the main difficulties companies face during their evolution or during difficult time is the overwhelm of direction, of options, of tasks, and actions that the leader has to take to be successful. So the leader, what will end up doing is they'll do what they do best. They end up concentrating on what's comfortable for them. That's why we see some businesses that are very good in sales, but bad in operation, because this means that the leader is a very good salesperson. I have seen leaders working very hard, trying to take their companies from where they are to where they want to go, and fail. At the end, they start blaming the market, the employees, or sometimes just luck. We will talk today about the key elements of a successful business and why some businesses succeed and thrive while others dabble and risk going bust. I will be sharing with you a step-by-step guide, and I will be talking about some clients I worked with who were able to transform and take their business to the next level. So we're going to use the chat box again. Can you let me know, out of these three, which challenges are you facing most? Type 1 if it's for people, type 2 if it's for finance, and 3 if it's clients. Okay, we have people, clients, finance, clients. 1, 2, 3, yes, of course, 1, 2, 3. Thank you for your input. Clearly, if you're facing these problems, you're not alone. All CEOs and business owners have faced the same challenges. Some were able to overcome it instantly, others dabbled for a while, but were lucky enough to overcome them. But most of the business owners, and that's why statistics shows that SMEs don't last for long, spend years and years trying to ignore these issues and try to figure out solutions themselves. So they end up feeling like running on a treadmill to nowhere. So they start ignoring the issues and they feel stuck. At the same point, we're unable to go where they wanted to go. The good news is it doesn't have to be like this. I'm going to tell you another story of a client we worked with. This client was on the verge of closing down. We met them 3 days before when they were deciding they will close on 1st of February. We met them towards the end of Jan. And they had incurred lots of losses the year before, and they were considering closing down the business for good. When we met them end of Jan, we started working with them immediately. And in just 2 months, they were able to break the downhill trend. They were on a downhill, losing money. They broke the trend. In the first 2 months, they didn't start making money, but they broke the trend. Not more on the downhill. But what was amazing about this client is that in 5 months, they not only reached profitability, they have recovered their last 6 month losses. And all what they had to do was to learn and have the determination to succeed. How would you feel if you achieved better results in less than 6 months? How would you like if in the coming year or so, your business was able not only to survive, but thrive through this period. Wouldn't you like that in 12 months from now, your only worry is choosing which opportunity to grab instead of worrying, how can I pay salaries at the end of the month? What if I tell you, you can also have more time in your hands? We all know that this is an unprecedented period. It's a COVID, you know, the whole thing. We've heard it a lot. I'm sure you've done also. But it's in these periods that opportunities present themselves. It's the perfect environment for small and medium-sized businesses and companies to grow. Because SMEs are by nature agile. They are by nature able to adapt quickly and maneuver and be able to find new ways of doing business. Big corporates are slow. That's why we hear a lot of giants that didn't continue. They're lazy. Their corporate culture and nature, including the politics that they have, makes them the big elephant and unable to adapt. Look, I have heard a lot of CEOs and business owners say something, especially in this period, say something like, this is now a survival game. All what you need to do is survive, and then we'll see what will happen in 2021 or later on. I've heard this in March, that they needed to survive till the summer. From summer now they're saying to December. And now next month they'll say we need to survive the first quarter and the second quarter of 2021. This is like, imagine a basketball team going to play against another team, and the basketball coach tells the team, listen, all what you need to do now is just stay alive till the end of the game. Is there any possibility for this team to win? No way. A winning team will go, even if it's played against a higher team, sorry, or a stronger team, will go with the determination to win. They will have a plan. It works or it doesn't work, that's a different story. But they'll have the determination to go and win the game. This is what makes the difference. The winning team players will be prepared, each player knowing what he's supposed to do. They will know the stamina that they need while keeping their eyes on the score. So it depends, how would you like to remember this period? As an opportunity you grab, or an incident that knocked you out? I know it looks logical to play small, but now is not the right time. It's the right time to play full out. You might not have this opportunity again until another 10 years. And today, we're going to show you the exact framework all our clients use to navigate and grow their business. Wouldn't you like that? So let us now take a little bit a bit about the framework. I just want to, I can see some chats. In Lebanon is not the only case. All businesses are in surviving mode. I understand that many of you are from Lebanon. And I fully understand. We do have an office in Lebanon and we know what's happening. I fully understand that the situation in Lebanon is worse than any other country in the world. It's not just COVID, it's everything else. But I want to tell you one thing. In crisis, there are you can see the perfect opportunities. You know, all real estate gurus, Warren Buffett, makes more money during a real estate crisis than during a boom. During these uncertain times, you wouldn't have, as a small and medium-sized business, a place to maneuver, because there are the big giants who are there taking the market. It's during these times that businesses can grow and find their niche and try to go towards it. So now let's talk a little bit of the framework that I have created in 30 years of experience. I mean, I didn't create it 30 years ago. I created it recently, like 7 years ago, but it's based on an accumulation of my experience over 30 years. And all the clients that I've been working with, I've been taking them through this step-by-step approach to transform their business. And I like to call it the business growth blueprint. It has 5 key steps. It starts from knowing clearly where you are, deciding on the capabilities needed to go where you want to go, having clear visibility, understanding on your stamina, and then enjoying the ride. Imagine if you're driving a car and you're going on a long journey. Do you constantly pull over and stop to check if the car parts are working properly? Do you go under the hood every 5 kilometers to check if everything is working properly? Or you rely on your dashboard? You know your speed, you know how much fuel you have, and you're driving calmly in a calm way and enjoying the scenery. This is what a lot of business owners tend to become so immersed in their business that they don't enjoy the ride. But it's not joy that I'm looking for here. What I'm looking for here is when you're riding and when you're calm and while you're driving the car, you will be able to spot obstacles on your way ahead. That's one. And much more important, you will be able to spot opportunities that will speed up your journey, will get you to where you want to go quicker, because you're not busy inside the car. So let's now look at each step specifically, what we do. Step 1 is understanding the business model. And at this stage, it is very important to know where you currently are. Look, if I know where I want to go, but I don't know where I am now, my GPS will not be able to give me the best route. The starting point is a critical stage that will define our journey. And sometimes some consultants or some people miss looking at it very clearly. During this stage, we will go through all the elements of the business at a high level. We will talk about the organization, the teams, the current finances, the current management tools, the current visibilities we have, the clients, our marketing and sales approach, but all at a high level. And it is at this stage where we define the critical areas specific to each business that we need to tap in. Then we go to step number 2. Step number 2 is critical to understand the capabilities available in your business, the individual and collective strength that we have at our disposal. It's like ensuring that all your engine, gearbox, tires, all the parts of your car are working properly. But that's not one. It's not enough if they're working properly. They have to be working all in sync with each other. This is a very important point before you start the journey. The parts need to be in sync and going and pushing in the same direction. During this stage, we will analyze and understand the key strengths and weaknesses of each individual. And we will study what can be leveraged on each one's strength. This will give you a clear visibilities on the capabilities you have at hand. Once we've done that, we move into step 3. Step 3 is an important step to help you gain visibility. It's a very important step to help you gain and understand your stamina. Last year, I had a discussion. I was discussing with a board of directors for one company, and we were still in a preliminary discussions. So they were telling me we operate in 5 countries. We have 3 countries that are losing money and 2 countries are profitable. So we want to close the 3 countries and then concentrate and make these 2 countries our core market. This was during the preliminary discussion. And then once we started the engagement, we went into the business. I went a little bit deeper, and I found out that one of the countries that they wanted to close was not losing money. Actually, it was making money, but it had a support team that was supporting the other countries that was draining the resources. And I had to go and dig deep and get all the information to convince them to keep the country alive. Until now, they are operating in 3 countries, and the 3 countries are profitable. Sometimes we tend to take decisions without having clear visibility. So it becomes like a luck. It's like flipping a coin. It's a luck. During this phase in step 3, we will look at the profitability of the business, cash flow, and all the other important aspects. But we will also look at what might be draining your business. This step is not only checking how much fuel you have for your journey. It involves also analyzing the whole car dynamics to ensure that it's running on the optimum fuel consumption. I know that most of you know that P&L, cash flow statements, balance sheets, and the usual financial reports analyze your current stamina. During this step, we will identify the non-critical activities that are using your fuel and draining your stamina. Once we finish this step, we go to step number 4. Step number 4 is a pre-final step that is mostly missed by most. I've worked with a client who bought a business. This was again last year, I think. Yeah, last year. He bought a business to find out 8 months later that a long-standing and major contributor to his revenue and profit client decided not to renew his contract. It's not because the client was not doing a good service, because my client was doing a good service, but the major contributor to this decided to do the service himself. So instead of outsourcing the service to a company, he decided to do it on his own, and he was preparing for it. This has instantly flipped my client's P&L from a 20 million positive EBITDA to a negative 10 million. So he projected his year. His year moved from a profit of 20 million to a loss of 10 million. And this is why he called me to try to come and save whatever can be saved. And we did it, and we closed the year with a profit of 500,000. A clear understanding and analysis and knowledge about your clients is an essential ingredient of any business success. In this step, we will analyze the client mix. We will analyze the dependencies, your marketing funnel, your sales acquisition, your closing, your onboarding, the competition, and more importantly, during this step, we will look at the value added you're giving to your client. This way, you will strengthen your revenue. Your position on the revenue will be much more stronger, and it will give you a clearer visibility on what type of clients you need to tackle. Step number 5, this is the final step, where all the pieces will come together. It's where the orchestra is playing in full harmony, and the CEO or business owner has all the tools to direct his amazing symphony. This is whereby he or she will have a clear visibility of their business. His focus and attention will be geared towards ensuring that everything is running smoothly without having to run everywhere. So he can concentrate on growing the business, finding new opportunities, and enjoying the ride. I don't know exactly the current status of your business, but wouldn't it be great if you remember this period as a period you were able to thrive, or a period where you have taken the reins of your business and started controlling its destiny? Let me sum it up. For any business to grow, the business owners need to know exactly where her company is. He needs to know where his team capabilities. He needs to have visibility on his finances, and he needs to be close to his clients. And this is where he will be able to thrive. If you can see, there's someone at the door, but I won't answer. Once you are in that position, you will not only grow your business, you will enjoy the process, and most importantly, you will have fun. Any questions so far? I don't see anything on the chat. We will have the questions a bit later on. Now, I mentioned earlier in the session that I would be offering an opportunity to anybody that's still with us on the call today. And this is exactly what we will do now. For those who want to understand exactly how this framework works and wants help in their business, I'm offering you a free business breakthrough call. It's worth around $1,200. Especially the Lebanese guys, you can't get money out of the banks. So it comes in handy. During this call, I will walk you through the 5 steps framework that I have personally perfected over my 30 years of experience and learning. This framework works for all industries, companies, size, business models, if you're working B2B or B2C, and is applicable at any phase of any of the company's evolution. If you're a startup, it works. If you're small, it works. If you're medium, it works. Even if you're corporate, it works. Our 5-step framework has been successfully helping business transform and grow over 10 years. For over 10 years. You might not notice how passionate I am about helping businesses grow and helping CEOs and business owners succeed. Well, this is what I like doing. And as the saying goes, if you love what you do, you'll never have a job. Well, I don't have a job. So thank you all for listening to me for the past 20 minutes or so. I think we overrun more than 20 minutes. Our intention was 20 minutes, just to be fair. For those who will book the link, I can't wait to see you. We'll see you soon. Let's have questions, any questions, and let's open the floor for Q&A.
Yes, if you have any questions, comments regarding what you just heard, please write them down in the comment section down below and we will address them. Okay, so Marina is saying that investing to develop currently in Lebanon is quite difficult, seeing the situation of the country.
Marina, are you dialing in from Lebanon? Hi.
We can't hear you. Your mic is turned muted.
Wait.
Now you can talk. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Yes, I mean that in order to develop our businesses today, it's impossible since our money is stuck. So any kind of ideas even will not be able to be implemented. So I think it is not possible to get any kind of consultation for now because everything is stuck. So I even asked if I can buy machines and I was refused from the bank. So
yeah.
Okay.
What type of business you're in, Marina?
I'm in the chocolate business and I need new machines and I can't get them anyhow. So
okay. I know the situation in Lebanon. I won't allow myself to say that it's easy in Lebanon or to say that it's the same like everywhere else. But I have learned something in my life that whatever is the situation, successful people don't need resources. They need resourcefulness. I mean, I'm sure you know stories of a kid who had a very big trust fund. His parents were filthy rich. When he graduated from school, they gave him $20 million, go invest in a company, and then it goes bust.
Yes.
On the other hand, right?
Yes, of course.
And on the other hand, the person who didn't have anything, not really proper education, went in and now has empires. It's again, I won't allow, I'm saying it very clearly, please. I'm not allowing myself to be conceptual or anything. I'm a very practical guy. I'm very tactical. But again, I'm sure there are ways. It might not be in the same chocolate business that you're in. But usually there are opportunities in crises.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
So we have, I think, a question. Mr. Zuhair Halabi, you wanted to ask a question, and we have a comment from Mr. Mukhtar Aitani as well. So, Mr. Zuhair, you raised your hand before, or?
No, just it was about the process. Maybe some of us are maybe confused about the steps or bewildered about like, as for us here in the UAE, it's come in. Mr. Sadiq knows because he lives here. It's a hot pot. It's like,
yes,
a big pot of soup where everything is mixed up, and there's so much fluctuation in the market that you build, you invest, and then boom, it goes down. And this is not, we're not talking COVID-19, okay?
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do now is reduce our expenses as much as possible, which is not possible most of the time because you reduce yourself to nothing.
Yeah.
You're still taking on losses and trying to get your business moving, okay? And you're actually venturing out, trying to get bigger business, and it's so volatile out there. Yeah, these steps are good, but I trust that you'll take it through, but it's not, there's no forecastability, so to speak, because everything is in jerk motion. I mean, if it goes up, it doesn't go up steadily, and if it's stable, it's not stable for long. You're working on a project, suddenly they don't pay, and then you
yeah. I agree. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Imagine you have a car, and your car is not really working properly. So sometimes you go in the morning, you put it on, it works, and sometimes it doesn't work.
Okay.
What would be the options for you to do?
Fix it. Fix it.
One, or
sell it, buy another one.
Throw it, sell it, and change a new one.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what you need.
There's a big L. There's a big liability. اليوم نحن صارنا بالنيجاتيف، يعني قد ما عندنا فلوس بالسوق بدنا ناخذها، كل ميل والجاب عم بيكبر لانه ما عندك ريفينيو. اوكي، فصار ما عندك ريفينيو وعندك losses and they're mounting every day. ما عندك operation expenses، عندك you gotta keep a minimum amount of staff, you have to keep your own. عندي انا منجره مثلا. Okay, but I have to maintain my facilities لانه it's my resources. Trying to go and get the resources from someone else, you're going to be paying for their overheads.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how good they are or how efficient they are. Hey, it's really a catch-22. I'm not being negative. Well, I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
Yeah.
Hey, بس عم يعني حيكون في كتير شغل، كتير شغل بالموديل تبعنا هون لحتى نقدر نلقطها. كتير شغل. It's something else, يعني.
Definitely. Look, UAE in general is a melting pot of a lot of talent and a lot of people and a lot of entrepreneurs. So first, the competition is fierce.
Yeah.
You need to have a real differentiation. If you're not, anyone can sell based on price. So if I'm selling you this iPhone just the iPhone, the same iPhone with a lower price, I can always sell it to you. To be able to really excel in phone business, I need either to give you something extra on the iPhone, more value of whatever anyone else can give you, or develop another iPhone, call it Sadiq's phone or something else that has more value and higher than the iPhone, so I can sell it to you. So, and it's now that there are opportunities. Again, I don't know your business exactly, I don't know, but I'll be happy if you book a call. I'll be happy to walk you through the framework where, and I can tell from you what you need to do is spend time on step number 3 and step number 4. Yeah, it's obvious from what you're saying.
Step number 2 is important. Like in step number 1, a brief evaluation is very important to see where we are today and compare where we are today with majority of the market. Okay. Well, step number 2 is a more operational approach, right? So to look at your operational capabilities.
Now, step number 2 is looking at your team. Look, if again, I'm gonna keep on using the car example.
Hey, okay.
If you have a Ferrari car,
yeah,
right, and you're expecting a Ferrari performance, so you want the car to go to 120 or I don't know how fast they go, and you put wheels that are their maximum capacity is 100 miles an hour, 100 kilometers an hour. You have wheels for 100 kilometers an hour, you have wheels for 250 kilometers an hour. It needs to be in sync.
but that costs you money. يعني أنا مثلا صار عندي شيء كثير من الموظفين عندنا فلوا أو they could, like we lost a lot of good talent. ملحوق يعني عم بوصل الليل بالنهار just to be able to, and I can only run this fast. And if you want to add resources, it's going to add expenses, and وبتضل قصتنا انه ان شاء الله يعني waiting for Godot. waiting.
So waiting for Godot. You know the story.
Yeah, really working on it, and saying tomorrow's as does every entrepreneur, and I've been in this business for 12 years. It's not a new startup or any of that, So
that's why, Zuhair, you said it yourself. You're waiting for Godot. What happened? Did Godot show up? You're the exact example. Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here, eh? Stop me whenever you want.
Yeah,
but
sure.
This is a perfect example when I said that, and this is very human nature. We tend to go back and doing whatever our job as people is to protect our business, is to protect ourselves. So we go back into protecting it. So you're trying to protect it. It's not the right time to protect it. It's the right time to go out there and fish.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now the how is a different thing, and I'm sure you know it. You know your business. I don't know your business. But you need to be on the right frame of mind, or the right mindset.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
I know. I think I missed some.
Yeah, so first I just want to say to Samir Al-Khouri, I love your message. He said that even though things are difficult, we should always stay positive and strong. He recently sold 2 franchises this week in Lebanon, but there's always a way. So I love your attitude, your positive attitude. And you have, if you want to talk more about your experience, we would love to hear it. You have Mr. Aitani actually said that he had a business on the side, but he had to move away to Turkey because of everything, and now he's starting from scratch. And what advice would you give him? What do you suggest that he would do?
Would be happy to discuss, to get to know him a little bit more. I mean, you can go ahead and book the call, and then I will get to know you a little bit more, and then we can take it from there.
And Mr. Hassan Karaki? Am I saying your last name right? I hope so.
Yeah.
He's also a family business owner in Lebanon, and every business owner in Lebanon is currently going through a tough time. But he agrees that we have now massive opportunity to create new ideas. But he's also talking about that the main issue nowadays is how that business owners are overwhelmed with micromanagement. So if you would if you can elaborate more on your idea, and that'd be great.
Would you like me to talk about that now?
Yes, of course.
Okay. The problem is, as Zuhair mentioned, some companies have been losing some talent. Some companies, in my case, luckily I haven't been losing any talent, but the problem is you notice that your employees mainly are overwhelmed with what's happening in the country, because every day we discover a new thing, and every day we have like new good news. Unfortunately, I'm being sarcastic. So the thing is in this case, and the thing is, I personally am coming up with a lot of new ideas to switch the business. I think now we have the opportunity, as Mr. Sadiq was saying, is to change our businesses and to customize our businesses to the current state of the markets, because this is a very, very long road. From what we see, I'm no doctor, I'm no scientific person, but I definitely see that this is a very long road. Not just talking about the COVID-19 situation, and specifically in Lebanon, we have a very long road to go. So if we don't really find solutions, it means we're surrendering, we're shutting down, and we're going home, which is not what we're used to be as Lebanese people. So I'm not being poetic, but the thing is, in my case, a 40-year business, just to let it go like that, simply because some changes happened, is not the real solution here. So what I'm doing is basically changing the whole business model. The overwhelming part that I was talking about is that you have to micromanage so many things, because a lot of change is happening and you're basically doing this change by yourself, because your business model doesn't revolve around this. And it's not really the best time to recruit based on a business model you're not really sure of. So organizing the thoughts within your putting everything in order and organizing the thoughts with everything going around us is the main issue we are going through. So I think it's more psychological, and the low spirit we're going through as business owners in Lebanon specifically is our main issue. So we need to, as Samir said, we have to be a little bit positive, and we have to be stronger than that to survive, because this is a very long road, and this is very, very difficult for us in Lebanon. If our money is stuck in the bank, we have to find other sources. We have to, some of us have assets we can sell for, like find a middle ground solution, because I'm sure there are solutions. If we just dwell on the problem, we will not find a solution. So this is my...
Thank you, Hassan. I just want to, because I've worked with Hassan. We've done some business together before, and I have seen him lately, and I know what he's doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hassan. Hassan had a 40-year or 50-year-old business, and that's well established, and he was running it and doing an amazing job. And then when everything has happened, when I think we had a discussion like a year ago, or after the revolution, but before the COVID sometime, he put again his startup hat. It's like he's starting from scratch, and it's a change of mindset.
Exactly.
I'm used to having an established business, people knowing what to do. Now I'm going back to the messy startup. Startups are messy. You do everything. You wait in queue to get a stamp on a paper, and then 10 minutes later you're thinking of strategically how would the business become 3 years ago. This is the life of a startup.
Yeah.
But I like, yeah.
Actually, just to correct the exact idea, the startup ideas, because as you know, because we have discussed several things, the startup ideas, because there were a few ideas that I had, came up right after the revolution when we discovered that our money was stuck in the bank, and I shifted my focus completely from the very well established manufacturing business, which is the printing business in our case, to a whole new startup mindset, which is very new to me and which is something I was doing after hours. So basically, which is something I was doing at home mainly. So running a business and being overwhelmed at home to micromanage at the same time, something that's really new and really futuristic and forward thinking. So this was the real struggle. I think every one of us has the time to think now and to come up with new solutions and to come up with new ideas. We have the time to change our businesses. I haven't succeeded yet. I'm still trying. I'm still working on things. I think I'm on the right track, but hopefully with your help, we will develop this even more.
Definitely.
And you have Mr. Rami. He basically was asking about the roadmap, the business growth roadmap, and he had a bit of inquiries about it. So basically, he's saying that we work according to this roadmap, but we didn't really go into the details of each one. And again, if you'd like to know more about it, I suggest you schedule a call with Mr. Sadek, and he'll tell you all about it, and it will be adapted to your business, to your work.
Exactly. Due to the time limit, we couldn't go into deep into each and every one. We were just covering the whole the whole thing. At every step, in every stage, we have the resources on how to come and analyze it and look at it and find new ways of doing it. We will be challenging you. We will be helping you and explaining to you how you need to look at it, not only now and later on, because whatever you do now, it will be obsolete in 1 or 2 years, or you will need to tweak it a little bit in 1 or 2 years. This framework is basically the cheat sheet that I used all my life when I was helping troubled companies. And now we're putting it out there. So I'll be happy to take everyone on the call on his business, going into details of their specific business. This is where it becomes more tangible for him.
Thank you, Mr. Sadek. Now, before we conclude, does anyone have any comments or any last questions they would like to ask? No.
Okay, I have a question. Can I like the comments on the chat? No, I can't, right?
No, unfortunately,
Okay.
you can't. Maybe it should be an option that should be added in an updated version of Zoom.
Thank you, everyone. And sorry, I couldn't chat with each and everyone due to I was mainly talking. Thank you for attending, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you soon and discussing your business more in depth.
Yeah, I want to thank you all for attending. Thank you so much. And I want to commend every and single one of you for your optimistic attitude. Yeah. I know things are hard, but even in tough times, you can always find light. And opportunities, they actually come during the most challenging times. So thank you all. Good luck in everything. And if you want to know to talk more in detail about your business, please schedule a call to book the call. And yeah, thank you so much.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.